Training camp, we're open for questions.
Been excited, getting the opportunity to lead this program in the first training camp of my regime as head coach. But it's been good to get back to ball. We had SWAC Media Day, and I was going for MEAC SWAC Challenge, but it was good to get back on campus and get back to some football. As far as the players right now, they persevering. They're doing a great job. We dealing with some extreme heat levels out there. We're going to make a few adjustments to the practices going forward, but they're pushing through. We had a couple guys go down, but nothing serious, something with some IVs, but they're doing what we ask of them, as well as our coaching staff, trainers, everybody doing an excellent job, these first couple weeks of training camp. This week we got after a little bit. We put the pads on, full pads on today. Saw some tackling to the ground, some good things out there defensively, offensively, special teams. So we got it going in the right direction. I feel good about what I'm seeing so far.
Coach, how do you adjust to the heat? I know it's been heat advisories all week and this entire month, last month. How do you deal with it?
Yeah, right now we just implementing a lot of breaks. We getting breaks where we putting them under the tent, just making sure they can make it through practices. Then we, hydrating them well, Gatorade, the salt tablets, all that's playing a part as far as trying to get them to the end of practice so we can get the most out of the guys. Our training staff has been excellent. They've been on me about it, about monitoring the heat, making sure we taking care of the guys, keeping them upright. But also under the tent, they're doing a good job of, our nutrition stations. We putting fruit in them and things like that in order to keep them going.
And Coach, when you look at the guys coming back, have they come back in shape? Or
yeah.
Everything okay
yeah.
with them?
That's I think for the most part they're looking real good right now. It's about what we did this summer. Again, I tilt my hat to Coach Beef and what he did with those guys because he spent majority of the time with them this summer. We would like to condition. We got some conditioning in the other day with them, and they ran well. But that's why we preach moving fast throughout practice. We like the tempo high, and we getting that condition throughout practice. But I think the things they did this summer played a big part in why we're looking the way we're looking in camp right now.
And Coach, what areas are you liking right now that you see?
Great question. I'm loving the football team. I'm loving this football team right now. Everybody's practicing at a high level. And then the thing that I like about this football team right now, each and every player is holding the other player accountable. But some positions that are shining right now, the receiver group is looking real good. The secondary is looking good. We just see a lot of guys making plays and pushing each other, playing and practicing at a high level.
If there's one word you could describe this team, what would it be?
Tough. We talked about playing with a physicality, something we wanted to do this year. For these last couple of weeks in camp, they've been showing toughness. Like I said, with the situation with the heat, hadn't heard any complaining. They just come out here and ready to work. They're in here in the mornings and team meetings, position meetings. They're alert and just loving football, and that's what you want.
Coach, any surprises since you started?
The guys that we thought were the guys are the guys. We got some guys that's really out there playing at a high level. Fabian, receiver we got in here, transfer receivers making plays. Duke Miller is making plays. The quarterbacks are playing well. They're competing at a high level. On the O-line, Sir is doing a great job of transfer that we got in here. But for the most part, I'm just pleased with what I see with this team overall as a group. The chemistry is good. The coaching staff is doing an excellent job with them. So I'm excited about all of them.
Coach, can you tell me, you can talk to your kids a lot about adversity because you've been through adversity, being a quarterback, switched to wide receiver, then you were offensive coordinator, then you went to wide receiver coach. Can you talk about a little bit about your journey, why you stayed? Because a lot of people don't know your backstory about that.
This is home. Jackson State is my home. Like you just said, I played here, did some great things here. My family is loved around the city. I'm loved around the city. We love the city. Family is right down the street in Pike County, so it was kind of a no-brainer to where I needed to be and where God wanted my feet to be, and that was right here in Jackson. So I'm grateful for the opportunity. I'm grateful for the opportunity. God always put me in positions right where He want me. I don't question it. And then once we make that decision, I go with it and accept it.
How do you talk to those players that have been through what you've been through, that maybe not shining or playing as much as they want, but you tell them to be faithful?
Well, like today, I told the team about opportunities. You know, it's all about opportunities. Everybody will get an opportunity. It's what you do with it, you know, and if you don't take advantage of it, that opportunity don't go away. Somebody's still going to get that opportunity. So when you get those chances to go out there and be what you're supposed to be, you need to take full advantage.
Coach, what did you learn when you went away to North Carolina Central? What did that teach you as far as maybe learning a new system or something different?
Some of the things that I picked up over there, you know, that's where I won my first championship. You know, we won 3 championships over there. You know, it was a certain way we did things as a program, certain demands we asked of our players over there, and it paid off. You know, it paid off. We had the opportunity to participate in the Celebration Bowl, and that was the reason I brought quite a few of those guys over here with me from Central, because they have that same mentality, that grit, that grind, and, you know, we demand the most of our players.
And then, Coach, what did you learn from Sanders, Coach Sanders?
Oh, man, I can't say enough about him, you know, just the way he approached it on a day-to-day basis, you know, holding players, coaches accountable, you know, just him getting here early, you know, and the last one to lead the building, and just a demand for perfection. You know, he demanded perfection from each and every a person in the building. So those are some things that I picked up from him. And then he just talked about enjoying what you're doing, you know, and taking advantage of the moment.
Training camp been good. You know, we've been seeing a lot of guys fly around and gel and come together as a defense. You know, hot dog days of summer. They're going out and they're grinding. They're giving us everything they got and not complaining. That's a good part about it. But we've been able to see, you know, the guys that wasn't here with us in the spring, getting a chance to see them move around and do what they do. You know, taking the knowledge from the meeting room to the field, and it's been a pleasure so far just to see them work and come together as a defense.
Coach, can you talk about your linebackers?
We've got a good group. You know, starting with Alan Walker, JJ, Isaac Pepper, KJ, and the young boy Noah. Again, mixture of some of everything. Some that can rush and some that's pure run stoppers. Like when they hit you, you're going backwards. And it's been a pleasure to see, especially since we put pads on, to watch them run around and fly around. We got a chance to mix it up today, and them hit people and you see them stop immediately. They've been doing a good job of controlling the defense, because we put a lot on them to make the checks and get them boys up front in the right position, and they've been doing a good job of that.
Coach, what group is a pivotal group of your defense? Is it the line, defense backs, linebackers? I mean, what has to work for everybody at the gym?
Well, I'm kind of biased.
Okay.
I'm a D-line coach first. Played D-line all my life, and I'm a firm believer that big men lead the way. If we go out as a D-line group and we do everything we're supposed to do, we got the ability to make everybody else behind us life just a little bit easier. If we come out and we put the work in and we're flying around, little guys have no choice but to fly around also, once they see them big bodies, the big athletic bodies moving around. If we're getting tackles for loss, linebackers ain't got to make a lot of tackles. If we're getting sacks, DBs ain't got to cover a lot. So, you know, we put a lot of pressure on them guys to be great every single play.
Coach, how have the guys been handling this heat? I know they've been having heat advisories and all of that. I talked to TC about it, but how have your guys been handling it?
They've been doing good. You know, we've been giving them water breaks with an individual and things of that nature, and they haven't been complaining. And that's the great part about it. It's a group that want to go out and just work, you know, and any chance they get to get on that field, because, you know, it's not promised to us. So when they get a chance to go out there, they go out there and work and really don't complain or, you know, moan about the heat.
How pleased with you so far with your group?
I'm real pleased. I feel like we're coming a long ways. And, you know, we're steady growing. We're steady, you know, putting little stuff in and there. But they're taking the knowledge again, like I say, and they're processing it, and it's showing up on the field.
What do you think of your line?
Say again?
What do you think of your line on the line?
I think we got potential to be real good. You know, they've been not just playing football, but we've been in a situation where we've been talking, they've been learning football. You know, things that they're probably going to get within any given play. Now, you see some of them guys going out and calling the play out before it's even snapped. So, you know, they've been doing a good job. You know, they're physical. They want to run around. They want to put the work in, and that's half the battle. And now it's up to me just to teach them how to go about the right way of doing it. And they've been accepted to that knowledge and been willing to work, you know, been willing to meet and all that good stuff. And, you know, it made it easier on me. When you got guys like that want to come in and learn and get better, it makes it easier on me to, you know, be able to give them that knowledge and watch them use it out there on the field.
I know people are aware that there's a lot of turnover in names on the defense. How would you describe your style and what you are kind of teaching them if there's a prevailing style or description of what that defense would look like under you.
First, we're big on coaching. We're gonna start there. About these young men coming to school as young men, but leaving here as grown men, productive citizens. So every meeting that we started, it started about life. We process that on to experiment life on the football field and how it relates to that. But they've been doing a good job of accepting it and buying into what we are teaching them. And like I say, as far as what we are defensively, we want to be disciplined. We want to play fast, and we want to bring a physical mentality to the game. And we've been doing a good job of doing that, and we, plan on continuing it throughout the camp.
Has there been anyone that stood out to you specifically so far in the camp?
It's been some pieces, but most of them just been doing what we expect them to do. Like I said, the linebacker core has been good. Been pleased pretty much with just about all of them. Defensive line been doing what they're supposed to do. So it's been different days where different groups to show up, but we're just preaching to get all three groups showing up every single day and doing what we're supposed to do.
Coach, can you talk about your defensive backs and anybody standing out, and then maybe play any cover zero, or are you going to be man-to-man?
We're going to play what we need to play, just depending on that any given game. But, as far as, the Jalen Hughes, the K5s, the Jaheim Hazels, along with Kedron and Solomon, them guys been doing a good job of just flying around. And again, just, accepting the knowledge. Coach Quinn, our defensive back passing game coordinator, has been doing a good job with them guys. Just again teaching them football, not just allowing them to go out there and line up and focus on what they got to do, but understand how they're trying to attack us and where we are weak in the defense and trying to cover that up. And they've been doing a good job along with Isaias, just controlling their back end and keeping everything in front of them.
When you get to game one here in a few weeks, what would tell you that everything you've done at camp is successful when you see them out there together for the first time?
Every time we come off the field, we sit down and we watch that film. And we're looking for clean pitches. And we're looking for how many reps we can go in a row before it busts. And as we continue to go through camp, that number has continued to rise before we have a mistake. So that alone lets us know that we're getting close to being ready for a game where the mistakes are few and far in between. So we'll continue that process and see where we at come August 26th.
Coach, what challenges does South Carolina State present to you as watching on film? Coach Pugh is a guy that's going to teach physicality. We know, playing him when I was over in the MEAC, they're going to run the ball and they're going to be physical doing it, trying to move people off the line. It's just about us trying to match their physicality. And again, bring that to them as opposed to them letting us move us around. So that's the biggest part of it. Them establishing their run game and play action and things that offer that.
We can training camp. We'll move to questions.
Yeah, so the guys have been really working hard and giving us really good effort. A couple of things that we have to understand about this offense. Number one, it is a fast tempo offense, and they get it. When we get warp plays, those are fast tempo plays. They hurry up and get lined up, but that also has to be a sense of urgency when we have a normal play to get the signal, interpret the signal, and hurry and get lined up to put pressure on that defensive coordinator. So we have to get a better understanding of that, But I've been pleased by, some of our leadership, Duke Miller, Fabian McCray. Those guys have really added some much-needed depth to the receiver position, no doubt about that. But also some maturity on our offense in general. Those guys, they work hard. They hold people accountable. They care enough to confront. Yeah. And on the back end, they have the compassion to comfort. So I'm really excited about those guys. I'm excited about where the offense is headed as well. We had some pretty good days up until this point. Today was another install day, so that was a learning curve that goes along with that. That slowed us down just a little bit, but we did have some explosive plays out there today. So I'm excited where we are, where we're going, and I can't wait to get back out there tomorrow.
Coach, how are you? DJ Stewart is the one named to the first team in the All-SWAC we found out last week. Mm-hmm. What is it about him that stood out to you here at practice? And
just his consistency. He's like today. I had to actually look. You're not going right now. He wanted to get all the reps. Consistency, his mentality, his mindset, and he's dependable. know, when we have a play, I can depend on him to make sure that he's doing his assignment, but not just doing it with the mentality, the tenacious mindset that you want those guys to have. And when you're throwing the football, he's going to catch it. You know, the tight end position in this offense is probably next to the quarterback, the toughest position that we have. So those guys have to be locked in every single play. You know, so and we like 12 personnel, so we need multiple tight ends.
Coach, you coached DJ Stevens,
Yes.
right? You coached Evan Ingram.
Yeah.
And
Dawson Knox.
Dawson Knox. How would he compare with those guys as far as maybe skill set?
Skill set, I would say it's more of the mindset that he has with those guys. You know, those guys, man, they not only did they take coaching, they wanted you to coach them. And that's DJ. You know, he wants you to coach him. He wants to know, you know, did I make this step right? You got me? Am I right with my hand placement? He wants that, you know, encouragement and reinforcement, but also that accountability. He wants all those things. You know, the one thing that all three of them have in common is they can really catch the football. And that's what DJ can do. You know, he can really catch the football.
Yeah, DJ Stevens, so I'm doing another story on a Stewart, so I combined their
No
two
problem.
names there. When he's out on the field, obviously he was here last year too.
Yes.
Like, so have you seen him carry over like leadership and interact with some maybe newer guys just on the entire offense and just kind of, you know, bring them together, or is this kind of a new slate for everyone?
Well, I would say that he's probably a better leader in the tight end meeting room as opposed to the entire offense. You know, I don't really believe in lead by example. You know what I mean? I don't really believe in that because you got to have guys that hold people accountable. You know, but he's a guy that holds his group accountable. You know, he lets those guys know when they're doing well, but more importantly, he has the like I said, the courage to confront when those guys aren't living up to the standard that we need them to be at on a particular play or a particular set of plays. You know, he holds those guys accountable. His room, he does a good job at that.
And obviously, one of the big questions is the quarterbacks. What have you liked from the whole group you've had? How many? You know, the fact you've got so many good guys that it's a hard decision.
Yes, I don't know what Coach Taylor said. But we got a group of guys that we just kind of narrowed it down to. You know what I mean? And I think one is probably kind of separate themselves from the other group. But we will see this. We hadn't really had an opportunity to just go a live scrimmage and just let them play. You know what I mean? So hopefully this weekend when we scrimmage, we'll have more of an idea who's that starting guy going to be. But the main thing is, for the most part, they've been protecting the football and not turning it over. And that's what you want out of that group. Whether it's, not throwing interceptions or, when you run the football, 2 hands on contact and not fumbling the football, So those guys have all been doing a good job at that.
Yeah, what are those qualities that you look for in a quarterback when you're trying to choose a starter?
Yeah, so one, a guy that doesn't turn the football over, you know what I mean? That's for sure. All right, but also two, a guy that the guys believe in, they can rally around. When he steps in that huddle, it's a sense of presence about him. You know what I mean? That all eyes are locked in on him. That they know this guy's going to make that particular play at the right moment to help us win that particular series or football game. So those are some of the traits that I look at when we're picking a starting quarterback.
Coach, can you talk about your offensive line? No one's talking about that.
Yes. So with the addition of Sir, with the addition of Towns Blue, we've got some much needed depth. You think about last spring, we had 11 offensive linemen total, and then 4 of them get hurt. And that sometimes it makes some tough sledding. You know what I mean? But we got some depth now with the offensive line. We got some strong physicality. I love what Sir is doing, what he's bringing to the table, along with Towns Blue. Cam, Cam James had a really good day today. He got a little banged up early on in camp, but he had a really good day today. So some physicality. He's a long young man. It's going to be tough for people to get around him. But I would say that the physicality has definitely gotten better this fall camp than it was, during spring ball.
Coach, thank you.
All right, welcome.